was a woman killed last night, the woman that he was driving.
Come on, let's go boogie.
He wasn't drinking while he was driving, pal. He was drinking up at the victim's apartment.
You think I'd have him around my daughter if I thought he was a little flaky?
If it is a forgery, it's so good I can't tell.
You think he did it? Oh, Daddy, how could you even think it?
Honey, there is nothing I can do. Patrick.
Yes, Mr. Harrison.
After careful consideration, I've decided not to take the Turner case.
Good move, Mr. Harrison.
Yes. Now, if we don't start the auction promptly at 8, we will be here till all hours. So we need you here by 7:30. Those of you who have volunteered to assist the auctioneer. Now, all of you have worked very hard in getting your parents to donate all these wonderful items. And I have some good news. One of the items will be a seat in the dugout at one of the Giants' home games. Now, I know we're going to exceed the $60,000 goal to expand our scholarship program as well as add substantially to the science libraries and to... Chris. That'll be all for the time being.
Thank you, Dean Johnson. Hi, Pat.
When do you want our father to come, Mr. Johnson?
Oh, no, that won't be necessary. Just a little misunderstanding. Facial exercises, wasn't it?
Yes, facial exercises. Yoga. It's called the lion.
Yes.
Gently. You're not punching pork buns.
Serves him right. A man with his background in education rolling around in alleys.
So, and I suppose boiling bread is a more noble profession.
I am a graduate of Cordon Bleu. I do not boil bread.
Children.
I believe it is time that you accepted the fact that a private investigator's license is not a badge of shame.
Oh, really? With a law degree from Harvard, huh?
Yeah, oh, Jimmy, ow.
When I was secretary to Rollo Miles...
Oh, yes. The last of the really great private eyes, huh? Please, spare me your exciting capers.
Will you two knock it off? You. What is this hieroglyphic? Tell, sculpt, ins?
Oh, that refers to that pre-Columbian sculpture that the Spencer Gowrie conned you into buying. The insurance company wants you to call them. You see, Telephone pre-Columbian sculpture insurance. Simple.
Stop squirming. I can't be effective.
Why?
No, I guess they want to send out an appraiser.
No. It's fully authenticated.
It's them you have to convince, not me.
Consorting with lowlife. Killed Damage.
Well, I suppose I could go down to the gallery and have a talk with Walt and Clarice.
Oh, you can see them tonight. Mr. Spencer is the auctioneer at Allison's school thing.
Oh, rats, is that tonight? I was going to duck that.
A man turns his back on his family, on his peers, his class, hires convicts to drive.
Jimmy.
Yes, I know. I'm nagging again. I sound like your ex-wife.
No, I was going to say that Pat could probably use some of this. Where is Pat?
Oh, we took Allison to ballet class.
That was good. Great. Class, let's do a variation of that on-guard stance. Moving with me. And move.
So what's on your mind, Allie? You haven't said a word all the way home.
You got crazy Lou marked. You didn't bet him, did you? That horse couldn't walk 6 furlongs.
Allison Sydney Harrison.
Don't get excited.
What did you do now?
I just donated something for the auction tonight.
Go ahead.
You and the car to drive whoever is the winner for a night on the town with some actor. Sounds fun, huh?
Wrong. You should have told me. What'd your father say?
Oh, nothing yet. You see, I kind of thought of it in the dean's office.
Whoa, boy.
You gonna do it?
I was planning to watch the fights tonight.
Please?
I don't know. I'll think about it. Maybe.
Thanks, Pat.
I said maybe.
I'm home! Hello, Jimmy.
Hello, Miss Allie.
Hiya, David. Hello, Pablo.
Hi, Punky.
How's ballet?
Oh, same as usual. A lot of jumping around.
Thank you, Jimmy. How about Allie? Would you care for a cocktail before dinner?
I don't think so, David. Thanks.
Cocktail.
Careful.
I said nothing, Mr. Harrison.
What's for dinner?
Oiseau de veau, pomme parisienne, haricots verts with petit champignon.
Rats. Why don't we ever have hamburger?
I don't have the nerve to ask him.
They probably don't teach hamburger at the Cordon Bleu. I'm gonna go change. David. Never mind, I'll tell you later.
Hey, what? Tell me what? Hey, come on, Allie.
It's not fair. Don't worry, Pablo. You'll get used to it.
Do you want a cocktail, he says. A cocktail to a 13-year-old girl.
Oh, you know they don't make a cocktail. It's only a game they play.
She's not a woman, she's a child. She should be calling him father, daddy, papa, dada, not David.
Why don't you get off his case?
Well, naturally, you defend him.
So would you. If you were facing a life sentence, he'd come up with proof it's a bum rap. I don't ever forget it.
Your gratitude is very Eastern, but you're already full-grown and your path already marked. What about her sense of values, her sense of self? Do you know that I've seen the garbage collector say hello to her?
Do you know the garbage men say hello to me, too?
Witty.
You're awfully quiet, Allie. You're not coming down with something hideous, are you?
Just a touch of bubonic plague. Nothing serious.
Oh, good. Well, for a terminal case, you're awfully pretty tonight. You're not going somewhere, are you?
Tonight's the auction at school.
Oh, son of a gun, is that tonight? We don't have to go, do we?
Well, actually, we do. Actually.
Why?
Why? Did I tell you I spoke to Mother? Direct dial to Athens, zap, only 1,000 numbers?
Yes, you did tell me that.
Did I tell you I had a nice chat with Eric? You know, number 3?
Yeah, I think you told me that, too.
Did I tell you the reason reason that we have to go to this auction, for which you don't even have to change, is because I kind of volunteered Pat in the car as part of it.
No, you didn't tell me that. Are you telling me that now?
Not necessarily.
Time bid $1,000 from the lady in the back. Thank you. Do I hear 1050? Do I hear 1050? 1050. Thank you very much. 1050. Do I hear $1,100? Boys, hold the prize up. Thank you. Hold it up high so they can all see what they're bidding on. 12 wonderful bottles of wine. Do I hear 1,100? Do I hear? Thank you. Do I hear 1150? 1150. Anyone? 1150. All right. 1,100 going once. 1,100 twice. No one, and sold. $1,100 to the man there. I want you to enjoy it. It's one case of 1970 Chateau Margaux. $1,100. Frankly, that price could give me heartburn.
Hi, Allison.
And here we have a beautiful bauble. No, it's a lamp. Now, don't laugh, folks. Really, you can plug it in and it really works.
Your husband is absolutely marvelous, Clarice. I had no idea he had such auctioneering expertise.
That's how we got started, hawking junk shipments in cluttered back rooms. Long way from Grant Avenue.
Oh, say, when is a good time for me to come down and talk with you two? The Monty Albon figure you sold me last week?
Which you now hate. No, okay, David, bring it back. Now, you know our policy.
No, I love it. It's just that I'd like to go into its history a little bit more than we did.
David, surely you don't have doubts about it. We don't sell forgeries.
You are far too successful to be so touchy, Clarice. Oh, and speaking of art,
What?
how about an introduction to your friend?
Oh, David, I'd love to, but I'm afraid I don't know her. Excuse me.
Always use it as a toaster cover. All right, now the exciting part of the evening. If you give me just a moment, it'll be worth the while to wait. And now we come to the part of the evening that I know you ladies have been waiting for. Number 76 in your catalog, a chauffeured evening with a man about town who will show you San Francisco like it's never been seen before. Now, he is positively not a gigolo, are you, young man? You see, he's not a gigolo. However, the auction takes no responsibility for anything that happens on this date.
What's a gigolo?
Obviously something sleazy.
Doesn't look sleazy.
Would you believe gross?
How about cute?
Now, we'd like to start the bidding at 200. Do I hear Woo, $200 already. We're going to have to get that spring in that chair fixed, aren't we? Yes, 225. Is 225 bid? Thank you, gentlemen there. 225 asking 250. 250. There's a lady looking, doing a lot of looking and no bidding. 250. Thank you very much. 275 asking, and back again. 275. So we hear 300. Asking 300. 300. I have 300. Come on. Only 300 for the most stimulating evening of your life. Do I have 350? Thank you. 350, anyone? 400. Yes, thank you. 400, now 450. 450, anyone? 450. Again in the back, number 32, 450. 500, asking 500, anyone? 500. Oh, she's very anxious, isn't she? 550, asking 550. Thank you. And now it's 600. Anyone? 600? 600. We've lost our energy. 600. No. Okay, we'll try 575. Anyone? 575? 575, anyone? 575 and 575. I have 575. Do I hear 600? 600. Come on, you're not going to let her get away with that, are you? Anyone? 600, please. 600. Oh, let her have it. Oh, yes. All right, it's 575. Going once. 575 going twice. And so, to number 32. All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Boys and girls, it's been a wonderful and exciting evening. We'll see you all next year. Thank you. Don't forget your checks at the door. All right.
Foxy.
Good night, Allison.
Thank you so much. Good night.
Malloy, Miss Parker.
Well, you can call me Valerie. Come on, let's go boogie, huh?
I'd like to introduce you to my chauffeur, Pat Rosetti. This is Miss Valerie Parker and a very lucky Steve Mallory, was it?
Malloy. Miss Parker, was it?
Yes, Valerie Parker.
That's a nice name.
Should we get in? See you in the morning, Pat. Yeah.
Have a nice time. Do you think I'm sexy? No, neither does anyone else.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Allie, where's that book on forensic pathology?
I don't know.
Allie, bring it back before your father knows it's missing.
Okay, I will. Hey, have you seen Pat this morning?
No, I haven't.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Morning! Morning! How you doing? Jimmy! Jimmy! Have you seen Pat?
No, but if you wait, I'll drive you to school myself.
That's okay.
I don't mind.
It's okay, I'll walk.
Morning, Allie.
Hi, Allie.
You haven't seen Pat, have you? We were kind of wondering. He didn't come home last night. Usually you let someone know.
No, we haven't seen him.
Do you know if the car is here?
No, I don't think so.
Why are you guys acting weird?
Well, Allie, about an hour ago, a cop came by, asking about Pat.
David! Oh, Joyce.
Why aren't you in school?
Where's Dad?
He's gone out.
Where to? I need to talk to him.
Allie, honey, there's been an accident, and Pat's in the hospital.
He's all right, isn't he?
We don't know yet.
Oh, wow. I knew there was something wrong. I'm going in out
But
there.
I don't think you should.
Why? He's my friend.
Well, I know. But there was a woman killed last night, the woman that he was driving, Valerie Parker.
You mean he ran over her?
No. They say she was strangled.
Dr. Adams to intensive. Dr. Adams to
Allie. You shouldn't be here, Allie.
It's my fault that Pat's here. David, they can't honestly think that Pat killed her. They can't.
Honey.
Who's she? My daughter.
Her name wouldn't be Allie, would it?
Yes, why?
He keeps asking, is Allie all right? I guess he thinks he was in the accident with her.
Was anyone else in the car?
Nope.
What happened?
Well, he lost control going down to Visadero. He hit 2 parked cars and a light pole. Your car's down the police garage in a paper bag.
You've got a wonderful sense of humor. Doesn't he have a wonderful sense of humor?
Just wonderful.
When did all of this take place?
Well, does the clock in your car work?
It works.
It stopped at 4:20 a.m.
None of this makes any sense.
Look, I told you he was drunk.
That's not true.
In the 3 years he's been with us, I've never seen him take 1 drink when he's driving.
He wasn't drinking while he was driving, pal. He was drinking up at the victim's apartment.
Sergeant, you're an intelligent man. How do you tie a murder to someone who's in an accident blocks away from... What did you say her address was?
I didn't say. But the link is not exactly missing, if you get the picture. 2 witnesses placed your car in front of the building until 3:45 a.m. They were awakened by a loud argument from the victim's apartment.
Highway 128, 305.
Keep the meter going. I don't suppose you brought a good book or something.
You mean I'm not going up with you?
Allison.
But I'm the one who got us the address.
Listen, I'm probably going to have trouble getting in. The 2 of us, forget it. I'll be back in a minute.
David, they don't really think that Pat did this, do they? I mean, he didn't even know her.
Okay, I'll check on it.
Right. Jesse?
Yeah. Oh, let him in.
So what do you got? Come on, what can you tell me besides get a new car?
What about a new chauffeur?
Well, it's a little bit early for that, isn't it? His record wouldn't have anything to do with your attitude, would it?
Oh, come on, David. You know me better than that.
You think I'd have him around my daughter if I thought he was a little flaky?
Considering what happened, I don't hardly think that flaky is the right word.
Oh, wait a minute, you don't know what happened.
Well, we got a pretty good idea. I mean, this guy left a trail an Academy rookie could follow. Everything is here.
What are you going to do, just stop looking here? I mean, what about the kid, the one that went with him?
When we find him, we'll check him out, too. Don't worry.
I think worry's a little too strong a word. Besides, I think you're way off base.
No, you don't. I can hear it in your voice. No, you don't.
Be right back.
Did you check the temperature of the bath water? Were the clothes scattered or in a pile? Come on, Jesse, loosen up.
David, what are you doing here?
Yes, what are you doing here?
And how in the blaze...
Excuse me. How did you get past the officer at the door?
Well, all I did is ask him if this apartment had a bathroom.
Yes, right through there.
Oh, I didn't need one. I just asked him if the apartment had one.
Lieutenant, the people from across the hall are back. They confirmed there was a loud argument, man and woman.
Okay, bring him in. All right, folks, you gotta go.
Come on, Jesse, we're already here.
David, there was a homicide committed here.
Hey, it's Allison. Besides, children see things that adults don't.
Charlie, watch him.
Did you check the bedroom?
Good idea.
David.
What is it?
Weird.
Just a closet full of clothes.
Pneumonia clothes. There's not a street dress in here.
Doesn't really look like she lived there, does it?
No, not an awful lot.
Excuse us, please.
I just thought of something. Last last night at the auction, there was this weird thing happening between the, woman and Mr. Spencer. It was almost like he didn't want her to win the bidding, and like she was doing it to tease him.
I didn't notice it.
I did. I could see them both from the balcony.
Well, even if it's true, I don't think it means beans. There's no way they could have known each other. She just didn't travel in Walt Spencer's world. Come on.
Good afternoon, sir.
Is this the Golden Gate Escort Service? This is Barbara Seville. I called earlier. Yes, I'm having a soiree tonight and asked about your Steve Malloy. Are you sure? Well, has he ever been with your agency? Okay, thanks a bunch.
All right, fine. Well, I'll be in touch before the end of the week. Okay, let's hope so. All right, I said I'd take the case. See if you can get me on a flight around 9.
Right. What case?
Missing husband up near Portland.
What about Pat? Aren't you going to take that one?
The police are handling that, Allie.
The police? They think he killed that woman. That's how they're handling it.
I would just be interfering, Allie. Look, don't you have a ballet class or something this afternoon?
You think he did it?
That is not true.
I can tell from your face. Oh, Daddy, how could you even think it?
Allie, there's something you should know. The night of the auction, I saw enough to know that Valerie Parker and Pat knew each other.
So what does that prove? And did you check?
Honey, there is nothing I can do.
Then I think there's something you should know. The Golden Gate Escort Service never even heard of Steve Malloy, and I checked.
Wow, now that's what I call mad.
Were you eavesdropping?
I don't eavesdrop. Sometimes I accidentally overhear.
What do you think?
Well, obviously she's an hysterical child whose emotions have destroyed her reasoning ability.
Joyce.
She's got you nailed.
St. Cecilia's Hospital.
Terrible business, dreadful. I couldn't believe it at first. I suppose I've never been this close to something like that. I feel a responsibility.
The man isn't happy unless he's being gnawed by guilt.
Well, I did have an involvement in it.
Walt, not to change the subject, but if I could inject a crass note, we just got a delicious small Chagall in. It was a sketch he did in 1945 for Stravinsky's Firebird. Just let me show it to you. Excuse me.
Isn't she something? All she thinks about is this gallery.
Probably the reason why it's so successful.
If single-minded dedication is the formula, then you're right.
Well, getting back to the other night for a minute, my daughter seems to feel that for some reason you didn't want Valerie Parker to have the bid.
Your daughter's very perceptive. Truth is, I didn't want her to have the bid.
Why?
Because I thought I saw in her a type I've come to recognize over the years. They haunt auctions, get swept away with the excitement of the bidding, but when it comes time to write out the old check,
They're full of stuttering apologies. But in her case, you were wrong. Yes, I was wrong. Tell Clarice that I'll take a look at the Chagall another time. I have some things I need to do.
Oh, yes, of course. It's terrible business. Simply awful.
Walt? What was he asking about?
No, nothing important.
Excuse me, nurse. Hi, I was told that a Mr. Rosetti was moved to this floor.
I don't think so.
Dr. Rayburn. I was told by a person of authority.
He's in 269, only it's no visitors. The person of authority should have told you. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Dr. Brandt. Dr. Brandt. Doctors of house staff report to conference room A.
Pat? Pat? Hey, Pat. It's me, Allie. You look awful, you know that? I'll kill you if you die, you know that? If you knew how Ginny drives, you wouldn't just lie there like a slob, you wouldn't.
Stop blubbering.
Oh, Pat, I'm so glad you didn't croak.
Me too.
Go backwards, huh? You think you're brave, huh? A big brave guy, huh? Tough now? Want to play on the swing?
Well, Mr. Malloy, what a pleasant surprise. Is this your young boy? What a sturdy young man.
Yes.
Parks and playgrounds. Are there any other places so filled with innocent dreams?
Okay, knock it off, would you? I've been waiting for somebody to find me. I knew it was going to happen sooner or later. I didn't expect you. Eddie, why don't you go over there and play with your mom, okay? I'll be right with you. Go on.
I want to talk about the other night. You see, I'm a private investigator also.
Yeah? Where's the trench coat? Forget it. Bad joke.
Tell me why the Golden Gate escort people have never heard of you. And please, I do hope that if it isn't plausible, it's at least interesting.
But nothing was happening for me. I mean, we've got to eat, right? So I took this gig. I was supposed to get $50 for the evening. Plus, they usually tip pretty good. A friend of mine with the agency called and didn't put it on the books, which cost me 10. It was a crummy evening. It was boring. She was uptight, got whacked, wound up dumping a drink on the penguin suit I borrowed from another friend for $10. 1:30, I see the evening's going nowhere, so I cut out and grab a cab back home.
What about my chauffeur and Miss Parker? Did they say anything to each other?
No. Never opened their mouths. He drove us, waited outside. No, drove us, waited. It was regular stuff. Say, how'd you find me?
Well, no offense, but for some reason, lost poodles and actors are very easy to trace.
don't drink. I don't even know why I did it. I got sick. I broke out in a sweat while I was driving. You know, I wouldn't lie to you, Allie.
You don't have to tell me this. I know you didn't have anything to do with it.
Only?
Well, David said you and Valerie Parker knew each other, so... Pat.
Who else knows?
I don't think anyone. It's true.
From a long time ago. Allie, you have to believe me. The other night, when I left her, she was passed out in a chair. She passed out in the middle of yelling at me. She did the same yelling at coming out of the building. I thought the doorman was going to come punch me out.
A doorman?
Yeah, big guy.
Do you mean a doorman? Doorman?
Yeah, doorman. A doorman. A guy in a uniform. Opens doors. Spencer Gallery. Oh, yes, Allison. Hello.
Mr. Spencer, is my father there?
No, he isn't.
Can you give him a message for me? It's terribly vital.
If I see him, but I doubt.
The message is that I spoke to Pat, and tell him to meet me at 20900 Pacific Avenue. You got that?
Yes.
Maybe you better write it down.
No. I'll remember it.
Excuse me. What's the matter?
I've got a problem.
That tastes good. I like it. Yeah. I would say 400 AD, probably Valley of Oaxaca, Monte Alban region. What'd you pay for that?
15,000?
It's an okay price. If it was real.
It isn't?
A forgery.
Are you sure?
Absolutely positive. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece of work. Nevertheless, a forgery.
Oh, rats.
Or it could also be real. A genuine reality.
But which is it? I mean, it can't be both.
Well, it's very hard to tell. You see, if it is a forgery, it's so good I can't tell. If it's real, it's too good to be a forgery.
For the sake of argument, let's just say that it's a fake.
Well, it would take more than my eye, to be sure. It's a big business now, forging art. Not like when I was still active. The museums have a lot of expensive machinery now. X-ray diffraction spectrometry, neutron activation, autoradiography, thermoluminescence. And what does all this accomplish? It's made the forger develop his craft into an art.
What kind of numbers are we talking about?
Numbers? Yeah. Well, if it was a perfectly forged bronze of, say, Praxiteles Aphrodite, dating from 4th century BC, the bidding would begin. I say begin. At $5 million. Big enough numbers for you?
Wow.
Allison.
Mrs. Spencer.
This is a funny place for you to be, Allison. Don't you agree, dear?
Actually, I don't have to be here. I could be somewhere else real fast.
I think we better have a little talk, Allison.
Joyce! Did Joyce leave? She's not in her office.
I think she's in your office.
Oh. All right. Here.
Potato chips, hamburgers, what is this?
Allison's having a party for Pat's homecoming.
Oh, you mean they're really gonna let him go?
Never mind. Just make sure there's enough teenage junk food around. I told her she could invite some of her friends.
Mr. Harrison, it's almost 6. Allison should be home by now.
Will you stop saying that?
This is the first time I've mentioned it.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Well, I just don't think that we should panic just yet. I mean, she's not that late, really, is she?
Yeah. Joyce, where the devil are you? Joyce!
I think he's gone out, Lieutenant.
Joyce, are you out there?
No, wait, he's here. Hang on.
Why didn't you answer me?
Was that you? I thought there was a loose camel in the house. Lieutenant Herman.
Hello, Jesse. That's interesting. That is very interesting. Yeah, will you let me know if there's anything more? Yeah, thank you. Valerie Parker's autopsy turned up traces of a metallic poison. She was not strangled.
Well, so that's what made you sick. Yeah, that's what made her dead.
Whoever did it obviously didn't know that you knew her or that she would invite you up for a drink.
Hi. How you feeling?
All right.
He's off the hook?
He's off the hook.
I'm sorry about the car.
Forget about it. Listen, I have to interrupt for a second. I need an answer.
Something's the matter.
No, come on, don't get excited.
Allie?
Well, she's just a little bit overdue from a ballet class. And you know how children get hung up with their friends. Look, what I want to know...
Listen to me. She left here over 2 hours ago.
That's what I wanted to know.
She hasn't had a ballet lesson in 8 months.
Yeah, I know that. I didn't know that you knew. Pat, do you have any idea where she is now?
You're absolutely wrong. I'm going to take her now. You don't. Are you crazy? Aren't we in deep enough already?
It's dangerous.
You don't know what you're talking. I'm taking over from now on. I'm going to put that paper
I
on.
want you to get rid of her. Don't you lose anything.
No, I refuse to do it because I'm hurt.
You just have to do it.
She's a child, Clarice.
I'd like to go home now, Mr. Spencer.
We've got kind of a problem. We're sort of stuck. We don't know what to do with you.
I could always take a cab home. I mean, I don't know anything that's going on. And I could forget real fast. Everybody knows that kids have terrible memories. They're always forgetting things.
Allison, if I don't put this on your mouth, you promise not to scream.
Sure, I promise.
I just can't believe you sometimes.
Well, she said she wouldn't.
Doesn't that prove what a bad memory I have?
Only you could find a mistress that would blackmail us dry.
Now, how would I know that she'd have that Oaxacan figure appraised?
Just by looking at her. Yes?
Miss Parker?
No, I'm her sister. She's out of town.
Well, mutual acquaintance gave me her name, and I just happened to be in the neighborhood.
Well, I'll tell you, stop by.
Yeah, would you tell her Cliff Jamerson?
Just her type, too.
Thanks a lot. There's a gal on the plan here, but I didn't see the girl.
She's in there. I know she is.
All right, let's take her. Not if she's in there. It's much too risky.
Hey, they're art forgers. They're not the Bader-Meinhof gang.
Tell them the Valerie Parker. I'm gonna figure out a way out of the bus stop. Hey, Dave. Harrison. Where's Harrison?
You shouldn't have done that.
Would you relax? Nobody can tie this apartment to you or Valerie. And I made sure there's nothing in your slummy love nest to connect you either.
You're not thinking clearly. If she found this place, then somebody else must know about it, too.
Nonsense. Who?
Well, there's me, and Jesse Herman, and Sam Beatty, and 2 officers whose names I didn't catch. And, of course, my chauffeur, Pat Rosetti.
Hold it, please. Hold it right there. Read them their rights, cuff them.
You all right, Punky?
I'm fine. But you know something? You have to practice your lockpicking. I heard you all the way in here. It was embarrassing.
Wait a second. Wait a minute. Wait. The Oaxacan sculpture you sold me, it's a forgery, isn't it?
Is it?
Sorry, David. Get him out of here.
David Harrison ought to book you for breaking and entering.
Walt killed Valerie Parker.
Close, but not really. Clarice did the job, and rather clumsily at that. But he did cover up for her, and that makes him a gilt-edged accessory.
So it was a romantic triangle, huh? Jealous wife kills husband's mistress.
A crime passionnel.
Well, with a twist. You see, though it began as a love affair, Miss Parker, now deceased, discovered that the Spencers had passed their first million by selling brilliant art forgeries to knucklehead connoisseurs like myself. Miss Parker, now deceased, decided that blackmail was far more lucrative than living in the shadows as concubine. And when the bite became too painful for the Spencers, it was the cause of her present lamentable state.
Now deceased.
Sad but true. Let's call Jimmy and get something to eat.
David, could we go get a hamburger?
You cats! Hey, wait a minute, I think I got the centerpiece. Whew! What is this?
It's an ancient Tibetan recipe.
From the Book of the Dead, no doubt.
Well, what's in it? A clove of garlic, a sprig of watercress, parsley, broccoli, with some pigeon eggs, yak milk, yak butter, fugu al dente, bon appetit.
Lawrence is a poet. You've seen him around Washington Square Park.
Ah, yes, Lawrence. How are you? Would you care for a drink or a canapé?
Where are the snows of yesteryear?
Try the bar, right over there.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, there seem to be quite a few Lawrences here. Let me guess, friends of yours?
You said I could invite them.
Any friend of yours, darling, is a friend of mine. Why don't you trot me around and introduce them to me and vice versa?
You'll love them.
I'm certain of it.
Next on Knight Rider, has Kit met his match? Could there possibly be a car with powers greater than his own? Then stay tuned for Eyeshine. Is the underworld behind the death of a famed disco owner, or is it a veteran cop? Eyeshine takes to the fast lane to find out tonight.